I can't hear you, Eytan. Oh, we're live, baby. Listen, I can't hear Eytan, so I'm just going to take things over until we can start to hear you guys. As you can tell, it's me and Shander. We're waiting for Eric. If Eric shows up, good. If not, we're still going to try to cash some tickets. The good news is I've been freaking betting all day, right? Like, I don't think there's been a bet that I haven't placed. I think I tailed somebody on Cubs minus 1.5. They're up 5-0 with runners on first and second. I put out a couple soccer plays. We're waiting for that second leg in Europa in the Besiktas game. Let's see if there's any live action that I can
Got me. Yo.
persuade you to. I
Hello,
think I
hello.
hear Eytan right now. Let me give
Great.
you a live bet so people can
You just
jump
can't
on it,
see me.
right? Like that'd be kind of fun.
Oh, you can.
Let's see what the odds are. Okay, we're gonna go to Europa Conference League. Chelsea versus Servette. Chelsea in the Big Five leagues. They should be dominating possession in this match, right? Although they have semi-rotation, there's still some of the big guns out there. Their midfield's still pretty intact. I'm gonna go with a corner handicap. I did like the first half corner handicap as my favorite bet in this game, but first half is going to be hard to find right now. I heard that number got steamed down to minus 180. But I do like Chelsea over 6.5 corners. It's about even money, about minus 105, depending on where you're shopping. They should lead. They should lead this game in possession. My possession numbers have it around 62%, which is a high advantage, which means we're going to need a good amount of crosses in there as well, which should hit them over their number. New manager taking over with Enzo. So tactics are going to be a little different than Pochettino, but I don't think this is manager or tactic dependent. I just genuinely think that we're going to have so much of the freaking ball. There's no other place for it to either go in the net or go out in the boundary and we get corners.
Look at this. Just an amazing introduction. Not even like a hey, how are you out there? I spent this week, going up and down some highway and saw some crazy shit that you've never seen before. Brad opens up and pulls a Lindy and just hits you with like fourth level stats and doesn't care how your week is going out there. That's a capper, folks. He don't give a shit about what you did with your dog yesterday. Brad's just here to give you next level soccer analysis.
I had to do it, right? Like this bet just started and I didn't want people to miss out. We're worrying about who watered their plants or not. I know, no. We don't have time for that. We have got to make some money.
Now we can't hear Lindy, right?
No, can't hear Lindy.
Okay. So, look, I'm just happy it wasn't me alone being a doofus here. That's twice I've used that term in the first time in like 15 years. I'm not sure why. I love it, man. All right. So, there you have it. You just got a live play 6, 7 minutes after the hour from Brad.
I can hear. Whew. All right, now you can
Now
hear
we got
me.
you.
I
There we
definitely can
go.
hear you.
I didn't want to interrupt Brad. First of all, that was the nice part. I just
You
didn't want
couldn't
to do
have,
that.
even if you
Second of
wanted
all,
to. We couldn't hear you.
I just wanted to tail the living crap out of everything that he just said, and so I didn't want to say a word until he was done. And now I need him to repeat exactly what I'm tailing because I didn't get the first part of it.
Yeah, so there's two options for this game. It's Chelsea versus Servette. It's Europa Conference League. Game started just 5 minutes ago. I took Chelsea team total over 6.5 corners, but you can also take their corner handicap if you can find minus 3.5. That's not crazy juiced.
Look at that. Fantastic.
I love this man. I
Coming
love
out
this
swinging.
man.
Just coming out swinging, making money. At Mr. Brad Thomas, for sure. At Eric Lindquist, at shanderbets. That's how you can get us, interact with us, bet. If you're watching us on the GoldBoys channel, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed here. Also follow along at OddsShopper as well. And Brad just gave you a major reason why. I mean, forget it's the gold standard, what we're going to do today and all of that. You just got a blessing here right away from the jump. So we love that. Absolutely love that. We normally just go around, bounce around. Brad and I were talking about this ahead of time, Lindy, that we're kind of just, I don't know, baseball is where it is. We've got so many great things here with college football starting week 0, if you will, this weekend. You also have golf already underway, at least in this first round. So we were kind of just bouncing around a little bit. looking at really what we have, do you have anything smashed? Because neither one of us really do, I think, in baseball, outside of maybe that Astros play that you and I teamed up with the up 2 token. But is there a smash play in baseball before we start looking at maybe some other stuff for the first time, I think, ever on this show?
Yeah, so I threw some pick six cards in this morning into my Discord just to have people be on alert that Washington 1 through 4 was extremely undervalued over there. They're basically minus 140 and up everywhere. And so I just combined the 4 of them together. They're really low owned for some reason against Cal Quantrill. And all 4 hit. But now I'm looking to hit that last guy that just isn't coming along for the ride yet. I have Tovar, I need to go over his fantasy points, or Garrett Mitchell to go over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. He struck out his first at bat. Or I need Toglia. Did I just say him already? No, Toglia 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. I need 1 more hit or run or RBI from him, and it would be worth $800 for me. So that would be very useful. That would make me very happy because it's paying out ridiculous, like 40x, 50x. That's the way the multipliers work there. But so I'm sweating that from baseball. I have a play on the Milwaukee money line going. So yeah, I have a lot of baseball going here in the early morning. There are no days off. No days off. That's where I'm at. The Bill Belichick. Is he going to be coaching next year? Probably.
No, he's gonna be making those little guest appearances.
I'm here.
On Ring cameras.
No, at panning beds.
He's actually going to be here in Philadelphia. Mark my words on that one. As soon as something...
we looked at this market the other day. So yesterday, I can't remember who I was on the show with, what I was doing. Everything blurs together right now, but we were going through 1 through 3, who we thought the most likely coaching candidates were. And we all unanimously agreed Sirianni is the guy who's most on the hotbed coming into this season.
Wow.
Look, I think from a value standpoint, he's going to be a good bet for first coach fired if you can find that, right? And I like that from a value standpoint, but don't be surprised if it's a bottom feeder or something that moves on. Here's the thing, and I know this because I saw Andy Reid do this. I saw Joe Banner do this, and Howie Roseman continues to do this. The Eagles always set up a scapegoat. It doesn't matter who it is. There's always a scapegoat. The offensive line coach was moved to defensive coordinator. Guess what? Shit doesn't work out. Juan Castillo's ass is on the whole, and that's because they can look and say, bad mistake. Nick Sirianni, we all know this. He's been set up for this. So, yeah, absolutely, man. And I can promise you this, too. In this city, people will be barking for his head if they find a way to lose in Brazil. People will be barking even louder for him to be fired once they struggle out of the gate, if that's the case. So that's what you're betting on, Lindy, and I love it.
What you're betting on is if they struggle out of the gate, he'll be gone very, very quickly because they have a very easy schedule
week
this season.
5, maybe 6.
Yeah, week 5
let me ask you this.
is
what
Cleveland.
would it take?
Say that
Both
again?
of you guys, what do you think it would take? Lindy, let's start. What do you think it would take record-wise to get to week 6 in order for the Eagles? And look, I think the assumption is that Belichick steps in.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, not this year. He wouldn't. This year, he wouldn't.
Next
1 and
year.
3.
That's what I'm saying. Let me clarify. Next year, with either Moore or Fangio taking over the team.
1 and 3, he's probably gone because you're playing at home against the Packers, Falcons. Give them one of those two, but then you're on the road against the Saints and Buccaneers. NFC South, not very competitive as a division. The Falcons, are pretty heavy favorites for it. I am shorting the Falcons this year. I'm much more onto the Bucs, but yeah, they play 3 straight games against the NFC South, and if they were to somehow drop those 3, which is live, they're playing the best of those 3 by the books numbers in the Falcons at home. You lose that, then you go on the road and lose 2. He'd be gone at 1 and 3, I think.
Yeah, 1 and 3. I thought 2 and 2 would start to raise questions. Once the 2 and 2 happens, then you have to really put it together. You're like, man, if we do not destroy the Browns and the Eagles, it's next. Like, you don't have to destroy the Browns. Beat the Browns, destroy the Eagles, right? Like, close win against the Browns, you're 2 and 2. Now you're 3 and 2. Then you destroy the Eagles. Excuse me. You destroy the Giants, and you're like, okay, stop balling.
Yeah. There's some fascinating plot lines for that one. It's just because of the way that the season ended for you guys, tailing out of control at the end of the year. And then the playoff game was just straight out embarrassing against Tampa Bay, having Baker Mayfield do whatever he wanted to for 4 quarters. Baker Mayfield played great in the playoffs for whatever it's worth. And I look at this schedule. It's very easy. They should be in really good shape. But if you're to stutter early, I got to think he's gone like right away.
Now, I guess the only other argument could be what happens if Dallas struggles early, right? We already know Mike McCarthy is not the house favorite right now, crowd favorite right now for Dallas's Jerry Jones. So, I'm trying to think, is there another team up top in any division where the head coach is in a similar spot, where if they start out that bad that soon, he's on ice?
Probably. Yep. No further
Okay.
questions, Your Honor.
Now would be the time in which you would tell me the team.
Wait, what? No, you were just asking about Philly. You said Sirianni. What? What did I just hear?
All right. Brad's the tiebreaker. Either I was speaking nonsense or Eric needs to get the corn cobs out of his ears.
I thought you were talking about Sirianni and how many losses it would take to get him out of there.
Yeah.
I am. My point being is that there are other teams in any other division where you would look at them being a project. Like, is Matt LaFleur going to get fired if the Packers go 2-3?
No. Not a
Exactly.
chance.
That's my point. It's like, look around the divisions and see, is there another team expected to finish at the top where if they come out the gate slow, you've got a legit chance of the coach being out? Because Sirianni is the front runner, and I don't know if there's another team that's even close at this point.
No.
Chicago,
I have
maybe.
expectations too.
Eberflus,
Chicago,
maybe.
yeah, I like that. Although you probably have shorter odds for Eberflus than Sirianni.
Yeah, Eberflus is probably in that top 3 for me as well. Kevin O'Connell's untouchable. We could go like 1-16 and it wouldn't matter. He's got so many excuses, it won't matter. Trying to
Okay.
think of another guy that like would be perennially gone. I think it's just going to be, it's probably going to be like a noted contender. Cincinnati, probably not. Yeah, it would probably be Eberflus for me just because they've put a lot of their chips into one basket. Atlanta maybe probably falls into that accord as well, but after just getting rid of Arthur Smith, probably has a year or two. Yeah, can't think of another close second to Sirianni.
So I know, Brad, you're going to hit, and I don't know, Lindy, if you have anything here. Discord had the SMU total already out there. Not a ton so far for Saturday, although I'm going to probably I can't resist and probably sprinkle something, I'm sure, Friday night for the cord, as the young men who don't have these grays say. But before that, I'm just curious because it was a conversation I had the other day. I forget who I was on with, but it came up as far as player props. Oh, our good buddy last night up in Boston, Adam Kaufman. So was asking about player props specific to the Eagles. And one that I was a little surprised, I think it's still at like 3,550 or maybe it's 3,600, but Jalen Hurts passing yards. Have you guys placed any season-long player props outside of the article? I know you wrote earlier, Brad, but has anything added to the docket here? Because I think I'm going to go over that one for sure.
No, I haven't added anything. It takes a lot for me to take over quarterback props. It has to be like severely mispriced, especially the ones who like to throw their body into a bunch of big grown full men.
That's why I like the unders on a lot of them. I think you're
Yeah.
probably a printing press if you took
And
a lot of unders. I mean, think about last year's quarterback injuries. If you just bet every starter under, I'd be curious what you would finish on the year. I'd have to imagine you'd be like 20-10, at least for like the guys who were actually offered. But
30
I
guys?
am.
I need to see the math there before I accept that.
I'm just doing off the
I
top
know
of my.
you're all
I'm saying
jacked up.
it's not like we have. There's 4 or 5 guys. It's not like you're going to have the Vegas quarterback situation on the board right now. You're not going to have the Pittsburgh situation. I don't think Russell Wilson and Justin Fields have numbers attached to it. Bo Nix is officially the starter there in Denver, so I think those numbers rolled out now. But there are a couple of quarterback situations where I don't think you get to that week 1 and they don't offer it until like the very last second or the last couple days leading up to it because there won't be an announced starter. And any time that they play, period, you're going to get live action. I mean, they could come in for 1 snap the entire year, take a knee, and that would be live action. So I got to think that they've been pretty stringent on who they're going to throw out there from quarterbacks. But I had a couple with Lofty that we were going back and forth and having some conversations about, because we are both interested in Kyle Pitts. Plus 450. It is, what was the one? Yeah, 1,000-yard season for Kyle Pitts is plus 450 over at DK right now. I don't like the Falcons, but I know that they've added some defensive pieces, but I still don't trust this secondary. And you grab Simmons there for the linebacking core. You got Judon. Congratulations. I still don't believe that secondary is going to slow down anybody, and I think they're going to be running into some shootouts like that Philly Atlanta game right out of the gate. Oh, is that going to be fun week 2? I'm looking forward to that from a DFS perspective, from a betting perspective. But I don't trust Atlanta to be able to slow things down. But there is no doubt that Kirk Cousins, even though he's departed from my Minnesota Vikings, I think he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks that we've had in the league for years and years. When you talk about big game scenarios or like not being able to perform under the lights, I don't think it gets emphasized enough how important the offensive line play is in some of those places where we were we had so many pieces on our offensive line leading into like the game in Philadelphia 2 years ago, where we got slaughtered 35-3 on my birthday. We had multiple games early on in that season where we were just had nobody to protect Kirk Cousins. Last year, we had tons of protection for him. He was the most accurate quarterback in the NFL until he tore his Achilles. And there's no doubt that throughout the years, whether it was Logan Thomas, whether it was TJ Hawkinson, he creates yardage for the tight end position. He is so accurate and so good at the tight end position and targeting them and making them efficient and also throwing it away from trouble. He's really good at making sure you never see his tight ends take big hits. Now, Justin Jefferson took a lot of big hits up the middle, but tight ends, a lot of the time for Kirk Cousins, he is sending them away from linebackers. And that's a big deal for me too. Yeah. Where I think Kyle Pitts stays healthy. Kyle Pitts has never been the focal point. I mean, the fewest passing plays in football over the last 2 years, Arthur Smith in Atlanta. You're going to see the exact opposite here with Kirk Cousins. And I love Kyle Pitts to get 1,000 at 4.5 to 1 at the moment. That's too good. That's dangling the carrot in front of me, if you ask me.
I like that. We're waiting for the massive Pitts arrival, but like he never was in a system or had a quarterback that fully could utilize his expertise. I mean, he made Kyle Trask an NFL quarterback.
Oh yeah, he made Kyle Trask an NFL quarterback. He made Taylor Heineke at times somewhat efficient. I mean, there were like those glimpses. You would see it, but you can only run the offense that you're told to run. Like that's at the end of the day what it is. And Kyle Pitts is still, I think, one of the most generational tight end prospects. Has it translated? No, but no offense has been engineered to work this way since he's been there, since Drake London's been there. I think they both just have fantastic, fantastic seasons. You're going to TJ Maxx. Where are you right now? Oh my goodness. This is our lives, Brad.
Someone get your guy.
Dude. Oh no. I think this is a great time for Brad to tell you about some great things going on over at GoldBoys right now. Roll tape.
Wait, before we get back to the picks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. Friends don't let friends watch videos without hitting the like button. So go ahead and press the thumbs up button and like the video. If you're new here and not subscribed, you should go ahead and do so because we're dropping new content each and every day on the GoldBoys Network. We strive to cover every sport and give out picks and analysis and valuable information for free on the GoldBoys Network. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you can get notified when we drop something new. I'm Brad Thomas. Let's get back to the picks.
What was the team that started with a B that you put 3 units on out of the middle of nowhere? Oh. Was that Goat City or was that Goat City?
It was tight. They went up two. And I had both teams to score as well. And I was like, oh my God, if they like only concede one, we're balling. So
perfect. Yahtzee. That was fun. I ended up on a little bit of that because I wanted to sweat it out. But anywho, oh, he's gone again. And now we're here.
He's in the fitting room.
you have anything else going for today that'll be coming up after this program? Do you have any baseball? You got any college football? Again, it's down to 10.5. Florida State, Georgia Tech down to 10.5 inside of your 11 you talked about.
Yeah, it went down. It actually got all the way to 10 at Circa at DK. I was alerted of the buyback at 10.5. I guess so. There was big movement at DK, which I don't know if it was DK reactionary, like bettors were reactionary to the Circa line, trying to play both sides, or DK just priced it like that. So, but I saw DK and Circa both sitting at 10, and I was like, I texted my friend, I was like, I need some action on that because I have to take 10. I would have done ungodly things if we would have got to 9.5. I don't think anybody would have done it. Just think about like
Right.
the middle that they're sharps on right now that have a 13.5 and now have a 10. Like, are you kidding me? I thought my Arkansas State was a nice middle with 3 points, but it's a 50-point spread, which is obviously, value goes down. This is a 10-point spread, and you're getting 3-point middle? Like, that is wild.
Yeah, I always like to go into the calculator and screw around where like I know 2.5 and 3 is it just extremely valuable in football when you're talking about that half point. You can basically get on both sides of it -105 and play like one side of it vig free.
Yep.
Like that's always very, very important. 9.5, 10 is always an interesting one to me because I think I strongly prefer having the 10.5 be the plus one that I'm attached to, and then the -10. And you can kind of like
Yeah.
dig it that way too. You have to get a lot of money down, but there's ways of getting that done to a certain extent where you can basically play like, even if you're able to get like 500 both sides of it, you could play vig free on the
Yep.
dog, which I always find to be appealing. But obviously this one went from like 13.5 to 10.5 to 10 to 10.5.
You got me, James.
I mean, just absolutely insane.
Yeah. It's been fun. It's been fun to monitor.
For the first game of the year too. That's what's so wild about watching it.
What's crazy is I play a lot of lines like that, and I wasn't expecting it to be in week 0 where I would be monitoring, I don't have any of the big number, but I'm definitely monitoring it.
Oh. Hello again, Eytan. Oh, now he's quiet. Now I can't hear him again.
Wow. Did they call that a corner? If this is a corner, this is going to be ridiculous.
Please do not be.
No, we need it to be a corner. I don't know if we earned it. Oh, they're rewinding the film. This is like the most sketchy stream I'm watching. They're like can't even keep the stream going.
Speaking of $700 for NFL this year, you in or are you going to the bar like me?
I split it with 3 people.
Oh, that's great. Okay, I'm
I
gonna
have to watch NFL at my
anyway
house
on the NFL package thing that we get from work, so I might as well just like watch them after the fact and just go to the bar with my buddies while it's going.
I have to watch it at my house because NFL's the sport I absolutely need volume, especially like they'll alert you if someone goes down in another game. When I'm at a bar, I'll get a text like 5 minutes later and they're like, yo, so-and-so went down. I'm like, go to check the lines and they're already dead.
Yeah, it gets to be a little bit wild. We got you, Eytan? Nope, still can't hear you, my dude. Cannot hear you. Well, we can round a couple of more bets in together here. You got anything? I said I asked you, and then I kind of like segued it into a different thing. You got any bets for tonight, Rockin'?
No, I don't. This is like the first time I'm sweating out a golf lotto ticket, which listen, if it hits, it's just my day because we started with the first leg being down 3 with 2 to play, and you can't draw. They end up winning by 1 after an amazing 3-putt by Chris Kirk on the 18th hole to cash it. Then we had Victor Hovland down 1 with 2 to play, who ended up winning by 1 because on was horrible. So if I hit this lotto, it's just everything went right, and I'm gonna go buy a scratch off.
That's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it. I do need. Yeah, I've never been into scratchers like other than Christmas Day. My mom always put them in our stockings. Like,
Yeah,
that was kind of the. Did you ever get that? That was like
I
my
get
mom's
scratch
thing.
offs for every holiday.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like a Christmas only thing at our house, and it was the best. But I've never been like at a gas station where I'm like, I need to go get some scratchers today. I've never done it before.
Yeah, I don't buy them like unless like I have extra cash in my pocket, like a random five, and I'm like, oh, I have this random five, I'll get one. I got. It's funny too because I feel like I'm the type of person like I'll go on this run and I'll be playing
Mhm.
for like 2 weeks off the same money, and then I don't play 'em for like another 3 months.
I get that. Oh, yeah, I have other degenerate tendencies. That is not one of them. Can I interest you in the Philadelphia and Atlanta under? I'm checking in if anything's moved in a drastic way,
Let's
in
see.
any way, shape, or form. It's kind of an ugly baseball board, if we're going to be honest today. Sometimes you wake up and you're really, really excited. I put some bets in last night, and it is down to 8. I had a feeling it's down to 7.5 in some spots, but it opened to 8.5, which was just kind of egregious. And then 8 was even money. Now you can't get remotely close to that, it looks like. So, uh, buyer beware on that. Minus 113, best available bet Rivers. Probably wouldn't want to fire it up there. Yeah, it's probably going to be a pass at all of the numbers we're looking at now. Man, yeah, it's an ugly, ugly baseball board. So I'm
It
kind of
is.
excited for college football this weekend. Georgia Tech, Dublin. Who are you backing again between the two of them? I didn't even ask that one.
I took Florida State, but my favorite bet on the game is Roydell Williams over 66.5 rushing yards. Um, there's gonna be a lot of questions of who's gonna lead that backfield. Um, him, Toafili, or I don't even know the name of the third guy, but I'd have to imagine Roydell Williams still gets 12 carries in that game. Um, I think the line for the sports book for his temps is a is 10.5. So even if he just gets the 11, I like it against the worst run defense in the nation. So
Yeah, they're not very good.
they're
I am
small
also
too. And
looking
then
to,
Florida State's returning 3 starters, but a lot of production.
and so they also have the Clemson to Oregon State to Florida State transfer, right?
Yep.
The
The running back
yeah,
for Florida
yeah,
State.
no, the quarterback, uh
Oh, the quarterback, DJU. They also have an
yep,
Oregon State running back in Damian Martinez. Oh, no, it's Miami. They have Roydell Williams, sorry, Figo, and I just said this, the third person, I cannot remember.
DJ.
And then
I can't say his last name because I always screw it up.
yeah, DJU, just call him DJU.
DJU, I like that. That's way better. Yeah, Oregon State. I just remember him from there last year, I believe. But Clemson, he was the freshman who came in. He was going to win in Notre Dame, and I think did they win that game in Notre Dame when he was a freshman? He had to fill in for Trevor Lawrence the one game.
Yeah, I think he won, and that's when everyone was like, "Oh, we can't wait. He's gonna be the next guy." Blah blah blah, and then we realized he couldn't pass the ball more than 10 yards down the field. And then they were like, "Oh, we can't wait for Cade Klubnik to be the next guy," and they realized Cade Klubnik is scared.
It's tough scenes out there in Florida State. But chop them. We're gonna chop them up on Saturday. I'm gonna tell you on that one. 10.5. 10. Oh, probably. Yeah, we'll take a look. 9.5, as you said, doing evil things. I could see that being really, really evil if that were to somehow
Yeah.
drop into that territory. But I don't really think we have anything else to add here. Baseball is gross. College football is in the air. Football, talked a little bit of that here as well. Anything you want the people to know about you, Bradley, as we close out the program?
Yeah, make sure you go to open your Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts tomorrow morning. Check out Bet the Edge, NBC Sports Podcast, where I'll give a little bit more deeper insights on who's going to win the Big Ten, SEC, win totals, my Heisman favorite, all of the above.
Oh my gosh. Follow him, Mr. Brad Thomas, over at X. I'm going to go grab that here too because I need all the college football information I can get. You can also check out OddsShopper, where we'll have a bunch going with Ben Ross and Matt Kajeski talking through everything. Week by week, game by game, just ridiculous amount of football is going to be in the air everywhere. I'm excited for it. I'm basically only in the NFL streets, so I will be tailing Bradley, Mr. Bradley BLT over there. So I'm excited for it. Thank you for everybody checking it out. Thank you, Eytan, for opening the program and me closing the program. Let's get ourselves the heck up out of here. Thank you, GoldBoys. OddsShopper, we out.